cousin's guitar, I wrote a song for you. You have done drove off with everything I need, my box and my tumbleweed. I picked it up on the way to Flagstaff years ago. I was hanging on to everything you had the grace to show. You were young and you were hungry. Lord knows I was hungry too. We were both flat out starving for something worthwhile to lose. Looking over the hill at the lights of your hometown, I wrote a song for you. Thinking of the way we met, a girl home from school and a boy just passing through. I got a job as a cup man at a house just down the road. I'd never been to town before and I didn't know a soul. I was young and I was hungry. Lord knows you were hungry too.
Insulation's never really fun to mess around with, especially after you get it all on your clothing and skin. Your nose starts to act up, at least mine does, so I try very, very hard to eliminate the majority of it getting in contact with my skin. There's that, and here we are. So this is that. We just managed to pull that through. And we have plenty. Even if I wanted to go here, I could do so. You call them fire blocking. I'm not really sure if this was just a way for them to secure the sheetrock a little more, but these are like 2.5 inch spacing on exterior walls in depth. So not a lot of room. Fighting with the outlet boxes.
We were both flat out starving for something worthwhile to lose. You were my bread and I was your honey, up against the dark red wine, trying to hold We were both flat out starving for something worthwhile to lose. You were my bread and I was your honey, up against a dark red wine, trying to hold on to the lovely through the bitter of our times.
Here's the bronze, pretty cool. Didn't want white, he wanted bronze, so my guess is they're gonna paint it eventually. And then I can't, these are the reference hole, 6" and 1/4. And that you trace out, and that's a perfect fit for your wafer light, so we're gonna do that.
Everlasting lover, you got a lot I wanna say to you. You make me feel less lonesome than I ever used to. Everlasting lover, honey, it ain't that I want to, but sometimes the pain takes over and I just slip through. When I get stoned and I feel rejected, weary from the road, when I get stoned and I feel rejected, weary from the road and half beaten down. You come off your throne and I feel protected. Oh, and even from the bottom of the bottle, I know you won't let me drown. Oh, and even from the bottom of the bottle, I know you won't let me. You won't let me drown.
So here you can see some new outlets put in. The previous outlets that were in here, this was all cloth wiring. So you can tell on the ceiling, the whole ceiling's been torn down. But we have some Juno lights that are gonna go in soon. There's the other. But places like here, there's some runs. Box was there. He had a couple outlets that were up higher. Switch, new outlets. Some of these holes, I think it was part of him tracing out where a few of his wires went. That used to be an outlet. We got rid of that guy. But yeah, this one was not the best. He did not have an attic, so we are gonna put in a attic access once this is all done. This was for us to run wires. He had a light here. The switch, believe it or not, was right here, which we got rid of that too. We're gonna move the switches, actually already have, to this spot here. But new ceiling fan is in. That's gonna get patched. We're gonna put a 6-inch bronze wafer there. He's getting a lighted mirror, as you can see. So we went ahead and put the outlet for the mirror. I guess it's a plug-in. It's what he wanted. Protected off of this GFCI. Same with the switches. This will switch his mirror, and this will switch the wafer that's going here. There's an access hole for us to pull wires through. This wall is actually an exterior wall, so that was pretty tough to get to. Another room. This is the old cloth wiring that we just took out. That stuff's junk. We got new 14 gauge for the lights. Outlet. That was an old outlet. Got rid of that. Added an outlet there. Here. That was a home run wire in there for his outlets. So that got used. That was actually a 12-2 Romex, so we did not remove that. Light for the wafer that we just talked about. He did have an outlet right here. We got rid of that guy. And then you can't really see it, but there's a J box up there that's getting removed as well. So yeah, this one's been crazy. This is a switch for his chandelier right there. We're gonna keep that, get rid of the cloth. We just need to make sure that this rings out at the chandelier, so we can reuse that wire. That's 12-2, good shape. So there is some low voltage wire here. If I got out of the way, you might be able to see it better. But this low voltage wire was running all the way from the basement on the exterior wall Here's actually the temporary spot. It was in the other bedroom, but we are going to put that inside the wall, run it up into the attic, from the attic down on the master bedroom here, down the wall, inside the wall, and probably pop out somewhere in this vicinity to the thermostat. So here's another old cloth wire, just nasty stuff. If you have this in your house, tread lightly. Eventually it's gonna go. Some good old blown in insulation, gotta love that above this fiberglass. But yeah, that's what's going on. This project has been a little bit of a nightmare, not necessarily what I expected to get into when we had talked about it originally, but it turned into a complete rewire with a sub panel install. All the wires on the sub panel were exterior. Obviously there's not a whole lot we can do, but here we got a recessed panel. This will all get sheetrocked when that comes time, but for now I think it's a pretty good job.